Hello everybody, I am back with another video. This is my review slash showcase slash whatever you want to call it for my Minecraft Power Rangers mod for version 1.12.2. As you can clearly see by my skin and everything, I am a huge Power Rangers fan. And I noticed there were not a lot of Power Rangers mods for Minecraft. And so I decided, I'm going to change that. And so here we are. I've just recently passed 2.5 thousand downloads, and I'm quite proud of the results that I came out with. So I hope you guys enjoy this mod as much as I do. So without further ado, let's get into this. So for those of you who know, yes, there were many versions of the mod before this, but this is an update, and it's basically a completely new mod from what it was before. Before, it was really more about just trying to add all the suits in possible and all that, but I decided to revamp the entire thing. Excuse me. I decided to revamp the entire mod, and I'm now putting quality ahead of quantity. So there might be less suits, but they will all be added back in eventually, and these suits are a lot more dynamic, and they have a lot more depth. I am lagging. Okay, there we go. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and yeah, let's get into this. So currently, if I can count right, there are 15 different suits in the mod. So as you can see, there's all 7 Mighty Morphin Rangers. These are like the basic guys. You've got the 6 Zeo Rangers, including the Gold Ranger. And you also have 2 Evil Rangers with Lord Draken and the Ranger Slayer from Boom Studios comics, which, by the way, are great if you haven't read them. So there will be many more added in future updates. Turbo and In Space are coming in the next version, which is 2.2. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. So yeah, I textured all these suits myself, so that probably explains why they look so terrible. But unlike last version, they actually are form-fitting, so they fit onto your player's skin as opposed to being big, bulky armor. So that's one of the most major changes from the last version 1.6 and below to this version, is that, they actually fit to the point where the Bibliocraft armor stands actually like stick out. So yeah, that's cool. Each one of these suits gives you unique abilities based on their Zord. So, for instance, Red Ranger has Tyrannosaurus Zord, so he has pretty basic things. Blue and Black, Mastodon, and Triceratops are more tanky. Pterodactyl and Saber-Tooth Tiger are more stealth. Green Ranger and White Ranger are more balanced, that whole thing. So they each give you unique abilities based on your Zord. I'll cover more of that when I go over the suits. But for now, I'm going to go over how to craft these things. So you actually cannot craft the suits normally like you do most other armor. Instead, you need to craft the morphers. Now, the morphers, basically you right-click it and the suit will appear on your body. And as you can see, all the morphers are here, including Draken Ranger Slayer. I textured these as well. I tried to make them look as close as they did to the original show. So, yeah. So starting off with my Morphin, what you need to do is you need to go into caves and you need to find 2 ores. You have the Fossil Ore and you have the Morph X Ore. For those who don't know, Morph X is the, physical embodiment of the morphing grid, which is where the Power Rangers get their powers. So if you mine the Morph X ore, what you get is raw Morph X. And if you mine the fossil ore, you get a biofossil. Now what you do with these is, with Morph X, you put it in a 3x3 crafting space, and you get refined Morph X, which is what you use to craft all the morphers and items and stuff. With the biofossils, what you need to do is you need to take whatever color you want, in my case blue, and you just surround the biofossil, or surround the dye in the biofossil, and you get the fossilized power coin. And then what you do is take the fossilized power coin, put it in a furnace, and then you get the normal power coin. Further from there, what you need to do is you need 4 iron blocks, 2 redstone blocks, and 2 refined morph X, and whatever power coin you want in the center to get your power morpher. That said, not every single morpher works that way. This mod has a sort of RPG like progression system to where you need to get certain suits and complete certain tasks to get more powers and upgrade and stuff. So for instance, you cannot get the Zeo Rangers without getting the Mighty Morphin Rangers first. So for instance, to get the Zeonizer, in this case, the blue Zeo Ranger, you need to get the Red Ranger's Power Morpher and combine it with a Zeo Crystal, which you get from defeating Lord Zedd. More on him later. For those of you who don't know, the Red MMPR Ranger, the Red Mighty Morphin Ranger, became the blue Zeo Ranger. So I really wanted to try to take you through the story of the show. And once I add even more teams, they'll get even more like expansive and all that stuff. Same goes for the White Ranger. With the White Ranger, you need to craft the Green Ranger first. And that's how you get you need to get the green power morpher and combine it with the white tiger coin to get the White Ranger's morpher. The reason I made it like this is so there's actual progression as opposed to, you just craft the suits just to collect them. So I thought it would be a lot more fun and a lot more interesting if you actually had to like earn your way up to better suits and stuff, because Zeo is more powerful than Mighty Morphin, and after that there will be more powerful suits. So yeah. So right now I'm actually going to show you what one of the suits looks like on the player and how the suits work. So I'm gonna choose blue, because I guess Billy was probably my favorite ranger in the original series. So this is how it looks in your hand. It's floating in my hand. Oh well. So what you do is you take the morpher. I'm lagging again. So what you do is you take the morpher, you right click it. I'm not sure if you guys can hear this, but if you could hear that, there's a little morph sound effect. And as you can see, the suit is now on the player. I also gave you a little, there's this little HUD on the screen. So it really makes you feel like you're in the helmet, you're in the suit, you are a Power Ranger. As you can see, hopefully, at the top right, it says Power Ranger Blue, active. Main weapon, Power Lance, Zord, Triceratops, special skills, gifted intellect, and character traits, Wisdom. The objectives are to defeat Rita, defend Earth, and defend the grid. The morphing grid, to be specific. So this is, the HUD and stuff is mostly objective. It doesn't really add anything, but I just want to give you the experience like you were in the Power Ranger suit. And yeah. So I also want to give a brief description of the Ranger. So in Billy's case, he had a truly remarkable intellect and was quite wise. So I just gave him those character traits. For someone like the Red Ranger, he has martial arts and leadership. It just varies from Ranger to Ranger. Like I said earlier, each Ranger gives you unique abilities that are, specific to their Zord. So the Blue Ranger has a Triceratops. So he has Speed 1, which is fairly low, Strength 3, which is pretty high, and Resistance 3, which is pretty high. So being a Triceratops, he's not going to move that fast, and he's not going to be able to jump super high, but he will be able to tank hits better and be able to have higher strength. I just thought that'd be a cool way to implement Zords and stuff into this, which Megazords are in it. I'll go over that in a few seconds. But yeah, when it comes to weapons, what you need to do is you need to hit a key to equip your weapon. I think in my case it's V. See, now I have the Power Lance, which is what it looks like in your hand. Pretty cool. And these weapons let's see, the Power Lance does 9 attack damage, so it's quite strong. when I show off the putties and other mobs in the game, I will just show you how strong they are, and couple that with the strength. You're pretty powerful. But the suits actually and the weapons do not last that long. In fact, they're pretty terrible when it comes to durability. So you do not want to head out and break your armor, because that way you cannot demorph and become, and use your armor again. You have to craft a whole new morpher and stuff. So if one piece of armor breaks, then you lose your whole suit. Now, how you demorph, you might ask? In my case, you hit a button. In my case, it's G. It says powering down at the bottom, and yeah, it plays a little sound effect, and you got your morpher again. And so you can basically reuse your suit as much as you want, but like I said, the suit durability is not that much. So you're kind of at your own risk if you want to not demorph. So I really recommend demorphing before you use your suit again. So one item that I left out of the crafting because I'm stupid is the Communicator. The Communicator is essential for this mod. Essentially what it allows you to do is it allows you to access the morphing grid. So if I can right click it, the morphing grid collection, and it says, what is it that you seek? Basically, with this, you can, I'm trying to figure out how a good way to explain it. You can buy certain items and even certain rangers in exchange for XP. So if I can go to items, as you can see, it gives you 3 different things you can buy. There will be more, but for now there are 3. So as you can see, there's the Zeo crystal, the white tiger coin, and the theme song disc, which that's pretty cool. That just plays the Morphin theme song. But if I try to click the Zeo crystal, as you can see, it says you need to defeat Lord Zedd and have at least 50 XP levels to obtain this item. You use the Zeo crystal to craft the Zeo Rangers, and this once again feeds into the idea of like there being an actual progression system as opposed to you just, crafting the suits and having them. Rangers, the only craftable ranger is the gold Zeo Ranger. You can only obtain him through the Morphing Grid collection. You can't craft him otherwise. Bosses, this is important. You've got Lord Draken, who is I think the toughest boss in the game. You got the Ranger Slayer, Lord Zedd, the Evil Green Ranger, and Goldar. Goldar being the weakest. As you can see, it says down here, some items you actually need to unlock by completing advancements. So in the Ranger's case, you need to at least get the Zeo crystal before you can get the Gold Zeo Ranger. So Gold Zeo is really strong, so naturally you will have to grind a little bit to get him. Zords, oh yeah, it says down here, Megazords take up a lot of space, so make sure everything is clear before spawning one in. There are currently 2 Megazords in the game, which is the Mighty Morphin Megazord and the Zeo Megazord. And to get the Zords, you actually need to have obtained all the morphers for the Rangers that fit in this. So with the Mighty Morphin Megazord, you need to have obtained all 5 of the core Mighty Morphin Rangers before you can get the Megazord. Same with the Zeo Megazord. You need to get all 5 Zeo Rangers before obtaining that. Let's see. Dimensions. More planets and dimensions are coming soon in the mod. So planets like Miranoi and Aquitar are coming. The post-apocalyptic RPM dimension, a few other things, maybe the Dino Charge dimension are coming. So that's something to look forward to, I guess. But yeah, that's the Communicator, basically. If you lose your Communicator, you can just craft it again. It's almost nighttime, so let me change that. So yeah, you definitely want the Communicator because otherwise there really is no progression in the game. So I'm going to just briefly show off some of the mobs in the game. I've given myself the Gold Ranger's Power Staff because it'll be easier to obliterate them with this. So if I can spawn in the putty. This is what he looks like. These three spawn in the wild. The Putty, the Z Putty. These are Zedd's evil minions. And you've got the Cog, which is the foot soldiers from Zeo. These will all attack you. They're not too powerful, but like in the show, you know, they're more so annoyances than anything else. So yeah, if I can beat up one of them. The Putty drops clay, and the Cog drops iron. So that's a good source for clay and iron if you need that. Spawning in some of the bosses, you got Goldar. If I can spawn him right here. He doesn't want to look at me for some reason. So Goldar is the weakest boss. So if I can just obliterate him right here. 1, 2, okay. Normally he does drop gold blocks. It depends on if he wants to, though. So yeah. The Evil Green Ranger. This guy is also, he's going to drop the green power coin once you defeat him. So if I can defeat him real quick. Weird. He should have dropped the, wait. Okay, it was down there for some reason. He did drop the green power coin. And as you can see, I got the advancement green with evil. Lord Zedd. This is how you obtain the Zeo crystal. As you can see, this is probably my favorite boss in the game. I just like the way I textured him. He is really, really tough to take down. And keep in mind, the Zeo power staff is really strong. And he does a lot of damage. So I'm just going to peaceful him. Lord Draken. A fan favorite character. He drops his Morpher. So the only way you can obtain Lord Draken or the Ranger Slayer is by defeating them and getting their Morphers. That's the only way you can become them. So you have to, once again, feeds into the whole idea of this being a progression-based game. I fell off the bridge. Hold on. So, yeah. Lastly, before I go, I want to show off the Megazords real quick. So if I can fly over to a much more clear area, since they take up a lot of space. I hope to God this is enough. Okay, this should be enough area. If I can right-click it. As you can see, it spawns in the Megazord. And what this basically does is it acts as a base of operations, / house, / whatever you want to call it. So I built this from scratch. I didn't use World Edit at all. And if I can go into here, as you can see, there's a door to where you can get in the leg. If I can climb up here. As you can see, there's some beds to where you can sleep in here. There's some chests, an anvil, a cauldron to where you can do your doings. You have chests right here. Now, these blocks are Megazord Steel, which are only obtainable through creative or spawning in the Megazord, so you can't craft them or anything. But if I can head out here, I just noticed the ladders right there. Oh well. If I can head out here, and I can spawn in the Zeo Megazord. Hopefully this is enough area. Okay, here's the Zeo Megazord. Now, naturally, being Zeo Rangers being more strong, the Zeo Megazord has a lot more stuff in it. So if I can head up here, it has 6 beds instead of 4, and it has a enchantment table and a jukebox and a few more chests and stuff. Some more furnaces. So yeah. That's the Zeo Megazord. I'm just going to break my way out of here because screw it. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay. So I believe that is all I have for right now. This mod will continue to be updated frequently in the future. So next update, I'm adding turbo in space and a few other things. More bosses, more Zords, all that. And this mod, I hope it will continue to grow. Power Rangers is very dear to me, and I just want to, show some of that love in my craft. And so, yeah. If you guys have any suggestions for things I could add, if you have any suggestions for Rangers I should add and any of that, please leave it in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And, yeah, until next time, I guess. See you guys later.